It all started in a packed city council meeting, the kind where the air smells like stale coffee and the fluorescent lights hum like they're judging you. I'm standing there, heart pounding, ready to pitch my vision for Iron Fist Gym. I'd just sunk every cent I had, years of savings from training clients at fancy gyms, into buying this beat-up old spot in Eastside, a neighborhood where cracked sidewalks and boarded-up storefronts are the norm. My dream was simple: turn Iron Fist into a haven for kids from underserved communities, a place where they could lift weights, build confidence, and find a path away from the streets. The gym itself was a relic: peeling paint, rusty dumbbells, and a faint smell of sweat baked into the walls. But to me, it was perfect. It had heart, history. You could feel the stories of every boxer who'd ever thrown a punch in that ring, every kid who'd found purpose here decades ago. Compare that to Sterling Elite Fitness, the sleek, soulless gym in the upscale West End district next door. That place is all chrome machines, smoothie bars, and clients who pay $200 a month to barely break a sweat. It's cold, transactional, built for Instagram selfies, not community. So there I am at the council meeting, about to share my plan, when he steps up to the mic. Richard Sterling, owner of Sterling Elite. He's in a tailored suit, hair slicked back, radiating that kind of arrogance that comes with old money. This so-called gym, he says, pointing at me like I'm some kind of criminal, is a magnet for problems. Loiterers, noise, troublemakers, you name it. As a business owner with fiduciary duties to my clients and this city's property values, I cannot stand by while this drags our community down. The room goes dead quiet. I feel my fists clench, my face burning. The audacity of this man, standing there in his $1,000 suit, calling my dream a threat. I wanted to fire back, but I held it together, forcing a smile. I knew what this was: racism dressed up as concern, the kind that hides behind property values and community standards. I'd faced it before, but never like this, never so public. I stepped to the mic and laid out my vision: affordable memberships, free programs for kids, a safe space for Eastside's youth. Some folks clapped, but I saw the skeptical looks, the whispers. Richard's words had planted a seed. The next day, I'm back at Iron Fist, scrubbing graffiti off the front door and hauling out broken equipment. The place is a mess, but I'm buzzing with optimism. I'm picturing kids sparring in the ring, learning discipline, maybe even dreaming bigger than this neighborhood. I'm hammering nails into a new sign when my phone buzzes. A local newspaper article. The headline: New Gym Raises Concerns About Crime in Eastside. The piece quotes Richard extensively, saying things like, "We've seen what happens when these kinds of businesses move in. It's not about fitness, it's about attracting the wrong crowd." The wrong crowd. I didn't need a decoder to know what he meant. My skin color, my gym's location, my mission. It was all code for not welcome. I'm fuming, but I channel it into work. I start reaching out to local schools, offering free after-school programs. I'm not just building a gym, I'm building a legacy. Every day I'm there from dawn to midnight, fixing pipes, painting walls, and talking to parents who want their kids off the streets. The community starts to notice. A few teens show up, curious, and I teach them how to wrap their hands for boxing. Their eyes light up when they hit the bag. It's like they're discovering a piece of themselves. Iron Fist is coming alive, and it feels like nothing can stop me. Until the call comes. It's my landlord, a gruff guy named Sal who owns half the block. "Kevin," he says, voice low, "we gotta talk. The rent's going up. Market's changing, you know? Property values and all that." I freeze, my stomach dropping. The lease was locked in for a year. I checked it 3 times before signing. "Sal, what's this about? We had a deal." He hesitates, then mumbles something about pressure from stakeholders and hangs up. I'm standing in the empty gym, the punching bag still swinging from a kid's session, and I know exactly who's behind this. Richard Sterling. How do I keep this dream alive when the deck's already stacked against me? What's his next move? Stick around to find out. Hey, if you're feeling this story, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what city you're watching from. After Richard's stunt at the city council meeting and that trash newspaper article painting my gym as a crime magnet, I'm fired up but focused. I'm not here to play victim. I'm here to build something real. So I double down on my mission. I start organizing free training sessions for kids from low-income families. Picture this. Iron Fist's gritty interior with its cracked concrete floors and flickering lights, buzzing with energy. Teens from the neighborhood show up, some shy, some skeptical, but all curious. I teach them how to jab, how to move their feet, how to channel their frustrations into the heavy bag. There's this one kid, Jamal, maybe 14, skinny as a rail but with fire in his eyes. He lands his first solid punch, and the grin on his face. That's why I'm doing this. Iron Fist isn't just a gym, it's a lifeline. Outside, Eastside streets are rough. Graffiti tags, sirens in the distance, corner stores with bars on the windows. But inside my gym, it's different. It's warm, alive, full of laughter and the thump of gloves on pads. Compare that to Sterling Elite, where everything's sterile. Their glass-walled studios and overpriced yoga classes feel like a museum for rich folks pretending to care about fitness. I've been there once, scoping it out. The staff barely look at you unless you're flashing a platinum credit card, and the vibe screams, "You don't belong," if you're not from West End's elite. But while I'm building this community, Richard's working overtime to tear it down. I get a call from Sal, my landlord, asking for a meeting. I head to his office, a cramped room above a laundromat that smells like bleach and regret. Sal's sweating, avoiding eye contact. "Kevin, it's not personal," he says, sliding a new lease agreement across the desk. "The rent's nearly doubled, $3,000 a month, way above market rate for a crumbling building in Eastside. It's about fiduciary duties," he mutters. "Stakeholders are worried about property values with your kind of business." There's that phrase again. Property values. I know who's feeding him this line. I press Sal, and he slips, mentioning an email from a concerned business owner. I demand to see it. Reluctantly, he pulls it up. It's from Richard Sterling himself, and it's a masterclass in coded racism. "I represent the interests of West End's business community," the email reads. "Iron Fist's clientele, predominantly from underserved demographics, poses a risk to the area's development potential. I urge you to reconsider your leasing terms to protect our collective investments." I'm seething, but I keep it together. This isn't just about money. It's racial profiling dressed up as business talk. I leave Sal's office, my mind racing. I'm walking back to the gym when I spot Richard himself in the parking lot across the street, leaning against his shiny black SUV like he owns the whole damn block. He's talking to another landlord, gesturing toward my gym. I march over, not thinking straight. "You got a problem with me? Say it to my face," I snap. He smirks, unfazed. "Kevin, I'm just looking out for the community. Your gym's already causing trouble. Loitering, noise. You really think Eastside needs more of that?" His tone drips with condescension, like I'm some kid he's scolding. I want to wipe that smirk off his face, but I know that's what he wants. A reaction to prove his point. So I walk away, my resolve hardening. He's not stopping me. Back at Iron Fist, I throw myself into the free programs. More kids show up every day. Word's spreading. I'm coaching boxing basics, setting up strength circuits, even bringing in a local nutritionist to talk healthy eating on a budget. The gym's starting to feel like a family. But Richard's not done. A couple days later, I'm locking up late when a cop car rolls into the lot. Two officers step out, flashlights sweeping. "We got complaints about disturbances here," one says, eyeing the gym like it's a crime scene. I'm stunned. Disturbances? My gym's been quiet, just kids training and leaving by 9 p.m. I show them around, explain the programs. They find nothing, but the message is clear. Someone's trying to paint Iron Fist as trouble. As they drive off, I'm left standing in the dark, the neon sign flickering above me. Who's calling the cops on a gym full of kids trying to better themselves? And how far is Richard willing to go to shut me down? So, I'm still reeling from the cops showing up at Iron Fist after anonymous complaints about disturbances. They search the place top to bottom, check the locker rooms, the ring, even the storage closet with the busted water heater. Nothing. Not a single beer can or graffiti tag to justify their visit. I sent them on their way, but the whole thing left a bad taste. Someone's trying to paint my gym as a problem, and I know exactly who's behind it. Richard Sterling's name might as well be stamped on those complaints, but I'm not letting that stop me. Iron Fist is picking up steam. The free training sessions for Eastside's kids are a hit. Every day more teens trickle in. The gym's alive with the sound of gloves smacking pads, sneakers squeaking on the floor, and kids hyping each other up. There's this girl, Tasha, 16, who's got a mean left hook and a laugh that lights up the room. She tells me she's never had a place like this, somewhere she feels safe. That's the vibe at Iron Fist. Grit, heart, community. Compare that to Sterling Elite, where it's all cold efficiency. I snuck into one of their classes once just to see. It's like a factory. Mirrored walls, synchronized spin bikes, and trainers who act like they're too good to learn your name unless you're paying for private sessions. It's fitness for the elite, not for real people. While I'm pouring everything into Iron Fist, Richard's turning up the heat. I'm scrolling through my phone one morning, sipping burnt coffee, when I see it. A viral post on a local Facebook group. Crime spike in Eastside linked to new gym, it claims, with blurry photos of kids hanging out near my place, like they're proof of some gang activity. The comments are a dumpster fire. People saying Iron Fist is bringing trouble and ruining the neighborhood. I trace the post back to a fake account, but then I see a familiar name quoted in a linked article from the Eastside Gazette, Richard Sterling. I've warned the community about the risks of businesses like Iron Fist, he's quoted saying. They attract a certain element, unsupervised youth, loitering, potential for crime. My clients at Sterling Elite demand a safe, upscale environment, and I'm committed to protecting that. I'm livid. This man's using every dog whistle in the book, framing my gym as a threat because of who I am and who I serve. It's textbook racial profiling, cloaked in community concern. The article even mentions reports of disturbances, which I know are those fake police complaints. I want to march over to Sterling Elite and confront him, but I've got a dozen kids waiting for their morning session. So I channel my anger into action. I put up flyers around Eastside, inviting more families to join our free programs. I start a group chat with the parents, sharing updates and photos of their kids' training. Slowly, the community's starting to see Iron Fist for what it is, a lifeline, not a liability. The gym's packed now, and the energy's electric. I'm teaching a group of teens how to shadow box when I overhear Jamal talking about how he dodged a fight at school because he's been coming here instead. Moments like that keep me going, but Richard's not slowing down. A few days later, I'm cleaning the gym after hours when I get an email from a lawyer. My heart sinks as I read it. A cease and desist letter from Sterling Elite Fitness, accusing me of unfair competition and damaging the reputation of Weston businesses. They're threatening a lawsuit, claiming my free programs are undercutting their business model and causing economic harm. It's absurd. My gym's barely breaking even, and they're coming after me like I'm some corporate giant. I'm standing in the empty ring, the letter crumpled in my hand, staring at the flickering Iron Fist sign outside. A lawsuit? I can barely afford the rent hike, let alone legal fees. How am I supposed to fight a rich guy like Richard in court? And what's his next move to bury me? After that cease and desist letter accusing me of unfair competition, things move fast. I'm served with official papers, and suddenly I'm prepping for a hearing in small claims court. The courthouse is this old brick building downtown, with marble floors echoing every footstep and wooden benches worn smooth from years of disputes. I'm in a borrowed suit that doesn't quite fit, sweating under the collar, flanked by a pro bono lawyer from a local legal aid clinic. Richard's there too, looking smug in his designer threads, with a high-priced attorney who probably charges more per hour than my gym makes in a week. The judge calls us up, and Richard's side goes first. His lawyer paints this picture of Iron Fist as a menace to the business community. Your Honor, he says, Mr. Sterling's Sterling Elite Fitness caters to a discerning clientele, professionals who expect a premium environment. Iron Fist, with its free programs and focus on underserved demographics, is undermining that by attracting crowds that disrupt property development and economic stability. Then Richard takes the stand, all polished and poised. I've invested in West End to elevate the area, he testifies, But gyms like Iron Fist bring in low-income groups, kids from troubled homes, potential for loitering and crime. It's not about race, it's about class standards and fiduciary responsibilities to stakeholders. My clients pay for exclusivity, not exposure to challenges. I feel my jaw tighten. Class standards? It's code for keeping out people like me and the Eastside kids. Black, brown, poor. The bias is thick, dripping from every word, framing my social mission as a liability. A couple of his witnesses chime in. A West End real estate developer talking about declining property values due to increased foot traffic from lower socioeconomic brackets, and a Sterling Elite member complaining about noise spillover from my gym, even though we're blocks away. It's all hearsay, but it stings. The courtroom feels heavy, like the system's tilted before I even speak. Then it's my turn. I stand up, heart racing, and lay it out. Your Honor, Iron Fist isn't just a business. It's a community anchor for underserved youth. We're talking kids from malnourished families, dodging street violence, finding purpose through fitness. My free programs teach discipline, build self-esteem, and keep them off the streets. This isn't unfair competition. It's social justice in action. Sterling Elite might have fancy machines, but we have heart. We're not dragging anyone down. We're lifting people up. I bring in my own witnesses, Jamal's mom, who testifies how the gyms helped her son stay out of trouble, and a local teacher praising our after-school sessions. Kevin's gym is a beacon, she says. It's combating inequality, not causing it. The judge listens, nodding occasionally, but I can see the skepticism. Richard's lawyer cross-examines me hard. Isn't it true your gym's in a high-crime area? How do you ensure it doesn't exacerbate issues? I fire back. The crime was there before me. Iron Fist's reducing it by giving kids options. In the end, the judge rules in my favor on the preliminary motion. No injunction against my programs. But it's a close call, and Richard storms out, muttering about appeals. I leave the courthouse feeling a mix of relief and rage, the sun harsh on the busy street outside. Cars honk, pedestrians rush by, and I spot Richard across the road, getting into his SUV. He glares at me, and I know this isn't over. Walking back to Eastside, I decide I've had enough of reacting. Time to go on offense. I start recording everything. Emails from Sal the landlord, screenshots of those fake social media posts, even audio notes on my phone about Richard's tactics. On the street corner near Iron Fist, I pull out my phone and jot down quotes from the hearing, piecing together a file of evidence. The neighborhood's alive. Kids playing ball, vendors hawking fruit, the pulse of real life that Richard wants to erase for his upscale vision. Back at the gym, I share the win with the kids during a session. They're pumped, high-fiving, the warm chaos of Iron Fist contrasting Sterling Elite's cold precision. But that night, as I lock up, something feels off. The door's jimmied. I flip on the lights and my stomach drops. Equipment's trashed. Dumbbells scattered. The heavy bag slashed open with sand spilling out. Mirrors cracked like spider webs. It's sabotage, plain and simple. Who would do this? And how do I prove it's Richard before he destroys everything I've built? The morning after the courtroom win, I'm still buzzing from beating Richard's bogus lawsuit. But that high crashes hard when I discover the sabotage. Iron Fists trashed, weights hurled across the floor like a tornado hit. The boxing ring ropes cut clean through, and spray paint scrawled on the walls. Get out! My heart sinks as I survey the damage. This isn't random vandalism. It's targeted, meant to scare me off. I call the cops right away, and they show up quick this time. 2 detectives in plain clothes snapping photos and dusting for prints. Looks professional, one says, eyeing the precision cuts. Any enemies? I don't hesitate. Richard Sterling. He's been gunning for me since day one. Public smears, rent hikes, fake complaints. They nod, take notes, but warn me it's circumstantial. No cameras caught the break-in, and Eastside streets are dark at night. I spend the day cleaning up, hauling debris to the curb, the neighborhood watching from stoops and windows. The kids show up for training, shocked but rallying. Jamal grabs a broom without asking. Tasha tapes up the mirrors. Their support fuels me. Iron Fist's not just mine, it's ours. While the investigation drags, Cops say they'll follow leads, but resources are thin in Eastside. I keep the free programs running nonstop. Sessions pack the gym, mornings for strength training, afternoons for boxing drills, evenings for family fitness. Word spreads fast, and suddenly, local media takes notice. A reporter from the Eastside Gazette, the same paper that ran Richard's hit piece, calls for an interview. "Heard about your community work," she says. I invite her in, and we talk in the ring, kids sparring in the background. Iron fists about empowerment, I tell her. For underserved communities hit by economic inequality, this is a safe space to build resilience. The article drops 2 days later. Front page feature on our free programs, quotes from parents praising how it's cutting truancy and boosting grades. Photos show smiling teens, the gym's gritty warmth shining through. Contrast that with Sterling Elite's latest ad I spot online. Glossy shots of empty treadmills and juice bars. No soul, just commerce. My piece goes viral locally, shares flooding in from Eastside folks. Finally something for us, versus Richard's echo chamber whining about subsidized competition. The media buzz brings a wave of support. Donations trickle in for repairs. Volunteers offer to paint. Even a local council member stops by to endorse. But Richard doesn't back down. He escalates, fast and furious. The next day, I see his new social media blitz. Posts on West End forums labeling Iron Fist a hotbed for racial tension and economic drain. One tweet storm quotes him, "Businesses like this exploit class divides, profiling our safe spaces as elitist while fostering disorder." It's blatant racism, amped up. Dog whistles turn to bullhorns, implying my black-owned gym invites trouble from those neighborhoods. I record it all, adding to my evidence file. Then an anonymous blog pops up, West End Watch, slamming my programs as handouts that breed dependency, with Richard's comments embedded. It's coordinated, I can feel it. The tempo's relentless. Another complaint to city inspectors about code violations, which they dismiss after a quick check. I'm juggling repairs, interviews, and training, barely sleeping, but my resolve's steel. Iron Fist community rallies harder. A fundraiser barbecue on the street outside, drawing hundreds, laughs echoing against boarded windows. The spotlight intensifies when a TV crew from Channel 7 arrives unannounced. They film a segment on the sabotage, interviewing me on the gym floor. "This is bigger than fitness," I say on camera. "It's about fighting racial and class bias in business." The piece airs that night, contrasting my packed, vibrant sessions with Sterling Elite's sterile classes, empty mats, bored clients, scrolling phones. Viewers respond, emails pour in, offering help, and suddenly investors reach out. A venture firm focused on social impact DMs me, "Love your mission. Let's talk funding to expand." Another from a Black-owned equity group, "We see the potential, schedule a meet." I'm ecstatic, picturing renovations, more programs, proving Richard wrong. We set up calls and things look up fast. But just as momentum builds, the hits keep coming. During my first investor Zoom, the connection glitches. Odd, but I brush it off. Then an email leaks to me from a tipster. Richard's been contacting these same investors, warning them off. "High-risk venture," he writes, "tied to unstable communities, potential for legal entanglements and reputational damage." It's sabotage 2.0, aiming to scare them away before I can seal the deal. How do I counter this without proof? And what if he succeeds in starving me out? Fresh off the media glow and sabotage cleanup, investor interest hits like a storm. First meetings with Apex Impact Ventures, a firm big on social equity. We link up at a downtown coffee shop, neutral ground, away from Iron Fist chaos. I'm in my best shirt pitching hard. Iron Fist's more than a gym. It's a hub for underserved youth, combating economic inequality with free programs that build skills and community. The reps nod, eyes lighting up at the numbers. Dozens of kids enrolled, truancy drops reported by schools, even early grants trickling in. They float 50 KLI for renovations, talking expansion to more Eastside spots. "Your mission aligns with our portfolio," one says. "High impact, low overhead." I leave pumped, visions of new equipment dancing in my head. Contrast that to Sterling Elite, where Richard's probably schmoozing his own backers over martinis. All gloss, no substance. Cold classes for the wealthy, ignoring the real needs next door. But Richard's radar's on. The next day, during a Zoom with Black Equity Fund, the vibe shifts mid-pitch. The investor pauses, frowning. We've heard concerns about risks, instability in the area, potential for disruptions. My gut twists. What concerns? She hesitates. Anonymous tips about crime links, reputational hazards from serving underrepresented communities. There it is, coded classism, painting Eastside's kids as liabilities. I push back. That's bias talking. We're reducing crime, not causing it. The call ends politely, but I sense the chill. Later, a leaked email from a tipster confirms it. Richard's been emailing investors, spreading rumors. Investing in Iron Fist exposes you to volatility from low-income demographics, one reads. Fiduciary duties demand caution. Property development in West End could suffer. Ah, the motive clicks. Real estate. Richard's not just a gym owner. He's tied to West End devs, eyeing Eastside for gentrification. My gym's in the way, preserving the community he wants to flip for profits. I don't waste time raging. I go detective. Back at Iron Fist between training sessions, the gym's slamming now, kids drilling combos amid fresh paint. I dig deeper. I record a discreet call with Sal the landlord, pressing on those rent hikes. Richard's pushing a buyout, Sal admits, voice shaky. Says your place tanks values, but really he wants the block for condos. Boom, motive on tape. I screenshot his investor emails, archive those racist social blasts calling my programs divisive handouts. I even tail Richard once, from a distance on the street, spot him lunching with a dev firm exec, overhearing snippets about clearing Eastside eyesores. It's all compiling in my evidence folder. Audio clips, docs, timelines showing his pattern of racial profiling and economic sabotage. The tempo's frantic. Another investor flakes after Richard's warnings, but two more bite, drawn by the media buzz. One meets at a park bench near the gym, quick, urgent, as sirens wail in the background. We see the racism angle, they say. This could be a case study in fighting bias. Richard amps it up, rapid fire. A fake review bomb hits online. Sterling Elite bots slamming Iron Fist as unsafe for families, quoting Richard's concerns about underrepresented risks. I counter with community posts, sharing success stories. Jamal acing a test, Tasha winning a local tourney. Support surges, donations fix the sabotage damage overnight. Volunteers run extra classes. But Richard's network's deep. Another investor pulls out after a private chat with him, citing development conflicts. I'm juggling meets, recordings, and gym ops, barely breathing. Then a breakthrough. A whistleblower from his staff slips me internal memos. Target Iron Fist to accelerate Eastside acquisition, one says. Leverage community profiling to justify evictions. It's damning. Racism as a business tactic, all for real estate gains. As the war rages, I file complaints everywhere. Local ethics boards, state AG, even federal EEOC for discrimination. Days blur, investor pitch in the morning, evidence logging at lunch, training till dark. The community's my shield. Parents picket Sterling Elite, signs reading, fitness for all, not just the elite. Richard's facade cracks. I hear he's losing clients, his cold gym emptying as mine thrives with heart. But just as I secure a tentative 100K commitment, my phone rings. A federal agent. Mr. Johnson, we're opening an investigation based on your filings. Civil rights violations, possible fraud in real estate dealings. My sledgehammer complaints hit home. Feds are sniffing Richard's trail. Now the big leagues are involved. But will they nail him before he pulls one last stunt to crush me? The federal investigation I triggered in Part 6 lights a fuse. It's like someone flipped a switch. Everything explodes in days. First, the media catches wind. That Channel 7 segment from last time? They double down, airing a bombshell expose on Richard's real estate schemes. The reporter digs into my evidence file. Those leaked memos, recorded calls with Sal the landlord, screenshots of Richard's racist investor emails. The segment's brutal. Sterling Elite's owner linked to discriminatory campaign against Eastside Gym, with clips of me coaching kids at Iron Fist, contrasted against Sterling Elite's sterile, half-empty studios. The anchor calls it a textbook case of racial and class bias weaponized for profit. Social media erupts. Your Honor, justice for Iron Fist trends locally, with Eastside folks sharing stories of how my gyms changed lives. West End's elite squirm. Richard's clients start canceling memberships. His exclusivity vibe now toxic. I'm at the gym, teaching a packed boxing class. Kids like Jamal and Tasha throwing combos with focus, when my phone blows up with alerts. A whistleblower from Sterling Elite goes public, leaking an audio clip to the Eastside Gazette. It's Richard, caught on a hot mic at some West End gala, ranting, "Iron Fist's a blight. Those people don't belong near our properties. We'll push them out, flip the land for condos." Those people. The mask's off, his racism laid bare. The clip spreads like wildfire, reposted on X, racking up thousands of shares. Comments flood in. "This is why we need places like Iron Fist," versus Richard's defenders whining about cancel culture. But the tide's turned. The feds move fast, slapping Richard with civil rights violation charges tied to discriminatory business practices, plus fraud for his real estate dealings. An FBI agent calls me. "Your evidence was key. We're building a case." I'm stunned. My scrappy fight's gone federal. Meanwhile, the investors I was wooing, they're all in now. Apex Impact Ventures and Black Equity Fund commit $150K combined. No strings after the scandal breaks. "Your resilience sold us," one says at a quick meet outside Iron Fist, the street buzzing with supporters. "You're proving social impact beats greed." The funds pour in for renovations. New flooring, fresh paint, top-grade equipment. The gym transforms, still gritty but vibrant, with a mural of Eastside kids sparring painted by a local artist. Classes double. We add mentorship programs, nutrition workshops, even job training for teens. Iron Fist's packed daily, a warm hub of laughter and sweat, while Sterling Elite's a ghost town. Clients fleeing, their smoothie bar deserted, their chrome machines collecting dust. Richard's dream of gentrifying Eastside crumbles as his dev partners bail, spooked by the feds. The final blow comes fast. Richard's charged formally. Court papers cite my recordings, showing he orchestrated the sabotage, rent hikes, and fake complaints to clear Eastside for development. He settles out of court, paying hefty fines, and Sterling Elite shutters within weeks. I hear he's selling his SUV to cover legal fees. Iron Fist, though, we're thriving. The community's tighter than ever. Parents volunteer, kids like Tasha mentor younger ones, and we're planning a second location. The contrast is stark. My gym's heart versus Richard's cold, failed empire. I walk through Iron Fist at night, the neon sign glowing steady now, and feel pride. This wasn't just my win, it's Eastside's. Here's the lesson. Bias, racial, class, whatever, thrives in silence. Speak up, document, fight smart. I took on a system stacked against me, and with community and truth, we won. Don't let anyone tell you your dream's too small or your people don't belong. Prove them wrong every day. So what's your fight? Drop it in the comments, share this story, and support channels telling real stories like this. Hit subscribe, smash that like button, and let's keep building together. Comment your city, share your thoughts, and let's keep the convo going. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.